So the first effect that we have is called leaf color. Let's drag that to our footage, and from this eyedropper tool select the color of our subject, and now we're gonna increase the amount to make everything black and white except the color, so it will leave the color that we have selected and make everything else black and white. You can play with these values and see what works for you. It's really popular in movies, music videos. Alright, so the next effect that we have is for our audio, and it is called low pass, and it is used to create a muffled audio. Let's search for low pass. Here it is. We will drag it to our audio. Here's the before. This is without the low pass filter, and this is the after. Like it is coming from like a muffled sound. It's quite trending right now, so it's really useful these days. Alright, so the next effect that we have is called Roughen edges. Let's search for it and I'll show you how it will affect our clip. We'll search for Roughen edges. Here it is. Drag it onto our picture, and we're gonna go here into Roughen and select cut. Play with the border and edge sharpness, and you will get these round corners. And you know, these round corners look way better than just normal corners like these. It's not good, so always go for round corners, which can be achieved with these roughen edges. Alright, next effect we have Chromatic Aberration, and it works really good with text, and it is really useful for creating RGB splits like these, and you can adjust its values, but yeah, you get the point. It's used for creating these RGB splits. That's really cool. Alright, next effect we have Lens Distortion. Under Distort, we will put it onto our clip and go to curvature and play with it, and it will give you these effect, which is really useful for creating a curve. If you want to spice up things, you can use it. Not too much, just a little bit. Here's the before, here's the after. Alright, next effect we have is Vignette. We're gonna search for lumetri color. You must have seen it in a lot of videos. We will put the amount to 5, not too much actually, just a little bit like this, and play with the midpoint, roundness and feather. It's used to create focus on our subject, bring focus to our subject, so it's quite useful. Like, you must have seen it a lot of places. Like if I put a vignette here like this, you must have seen these dark corners. So this is how we achieve this effect with the help of lumetri color and this vignette. It helps to focus on our subject, like bring focus to our subject, and like one of the most useful effects that any editor can use. Alright, next effect, it's called circle. Alright, here we have our circle. First thing we need to do is change the blending mode to stencil alpha, and then we are going to increase the radius and move it to where our subject is, and you can increase it to your liking and adjust it, and then you can go to our clips, scale and scale it down like this and put it anywhere you want. He must have been reacting to something, right? Let's say he's reacting to this girl, but you get the point. Alright, so the second effect, it's called paint bucket, and it works really well with this circle that we just created. So let's apply it to our circle clip, and it will look messy at first, but we need to adjust some values. We're gonna come down to our paint bucket, and from here, fill selector, we're gonna change it to alpha channels. The tolerance is 50 and the stroke is stroke, and we can play around with the width of how much we want and change the color to whatever color you like. And it's too much, we're gonna decrease it a little bit, and there you have it. Alright, so the next effect, it's called Tint, and the purpose of Tint is to make the clip black and white first of all, and then we can choose what we're gonna color it. We can choose the blacks to be replaced with red, and we can choose the whites to be replaced with any color we like, let's say black, and there you have it. I know this may seem not good, but if we change this one to red and this one to black, it can give quite unique results. The main purpose of the tint is to replace its normal colors with the colors of our liking. Alright, so the next effect that we have, it's called grade effect. We're gonna search for grid and drag it onto our clip. We go down and here it is, our grid. We choose the corner point to with slider, so it will make these squares. So what we're going here for is to make the pixels just like on a screen. Play around with the sliders like this. So as you can see here, it looks like it's a screen. So we're gonna choose the blending mode to normal. Alright, and make the color black, I think. Yeah, black will do good. Play around just like this. So as you can see, it's looking like pixels, right, emulating a screen. What we can do else is change the opacity. It's too much, this is too much, so we're gonna change the opacity and make it around like 20. And I think it's too much even now, so make it 10. Make it subtle, everything should be subtle. So here we have the grid effect, which is used to make pixels on our screen. Alright, next effect we have is Spherize. We're gonna drag it onto our clip, and it may look like nothing happened, but we're gonna go and change a few things. We're gonna click on our stopwatch, go a little further in the time, and do these, so you can have like this kind of effect, like I call it drop in the water effect. All right, next effect we have, it's called it's called Magnify, and it will do what it says, magnify. Here it is. We're gonna put it here. You can choose the circle or square, but circle is the most popular. And then you can choose where is the center, like where you want to highlight the stuff, and choose the magnification, how much you want to magnify. You can choose the size. Let's say we want to highlight this Elon Musk, make it like zoom like this, or let's animate it. Click on the center here and go for here, so it will have this kind of magnifying effect. Alright, so the next effect, it's really useful for creating backgrounds, like colorful backgrounds and really unique cinematic, whatever you want to call it, really good backgrounds for your videos. So I'm gonna search for ramp. It's called ramp. Alright, I'm gonna put on our clip and go down, select the first, let's call it black. Let's do black, and the second one we're gonna go for a little pink purple kind of stuff, and then choose the ramp to radial. And I don't like this, let's choose it to be these, and this one black, and there you have these kind of stuff, like this. So this way you can have some backgrounds that you can use for your videos. I hope you like it. Alright, so these were my top 10 useful Premiere Pro effects. These are the ones that I use on a daily basis. Of course, there are more. We will cover them in some other video. So subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.